Hello, this is Greg Campisi with your daily dose of consciousness, and I'm here with Angelina. And the reason she's here with me is because I want to share a very amazing lesson that this little beautiful piece of fur taught me. I was sitting and just watching her last night, and I can just sit here all day probably and watch these little furry critters just bounce around. And something hit me that really stuck is the fact that little furry critters are amazing and we love them. And especially people with cats and dogs, right? You love your furry critters. And here's the message, here's the lesson, is they do adorable, loving things, but we don't necessarily love them because of the things that they do. This little girl, little guinea pigs do things called popcorns where they pop up and down when they're excited. And this kind of stuff is so adorable. It's so adorable. But you don't love an animal because of something that it does. You don't love your dog because it chases a tail. It might be something that you love about your dog. It might be a trait that they do. It might be an action that they do that you love. But you don't actually love the animal just because of one specific thing that they do. And perfect example is, let's say at some point your animal passes away, you get a new one. If that animal does and acts differently, you're still going to love that animal even though they act differently. You understand? So it's not about how people act, and it's not about what people do that is really why we decide to love them or not. And the real reason that we love little furry animals so much, the real reason that we love furry critters so much is because they just are. They are what they are. We love them for being what they are. And when you're just watching an animal, you're totally in love with that animal for it being exactly what it is. It's not talking to you. It's not communicating with you. You do not love your pet because you are trying to get it to love you. You do not love your pet because you are trying to win its love. You do not love your pet because you are trying for it to accept your love. You just love your pet for it being exactly what it is. And everyone that owns a pet understands this message. Everyone that owns a pet understands the concept of just loving something for exactly what it is without any type of other communication. And yes, there's other traits about them that you love, but you love them for what they are, your pets. So imagine if we can get to that level of consciousness about our fellow human beings. Imagine if we could get to that level of just loving other people for exactly what they are, and it not being about what they do or don't do, it not being about whether they accept our love or not, and it not being about whether they give us love or not. It's about accepting other beings for exactly what they are and what they are not, right? So, little furry creatures, we love them for being exactly what they are and who they are. So, start loving all human beings and all creatures for exactly what they are and not about what they do and what they say. Thank you and have a great day.